Before there was code, there was a fence. Before there was scarcity, there was a law that decided who the land belonged to. For centuries in England, common land existed. Villagers grazed livestock, gathered firewood, farmed strips of open field together, not equally, but collectively. No single owner, no legal boundary, just custom and shared use, going back further than anyone could document. The Enclosure Acts, 18th and 19th century Parliament systematically converted common land into fenced private property. Thousands of acts over 200 years, millions of acres redrawn. This is documented, this happened at scale by legal process, not by accident. There is an argument for what followed. Productivity on enclosed land increased measurably. Investment in drainage, in crop rotation, in livestock breeding became possible when land had a single owner, accountable for its yields. That capital helped fund what came next. A fence went up where there was none before. A fence went up and called the open ground a crime to use freely. A fence went up, productive, profitable, documented. A fence went up and something else went with it. The counter-argument is also documented. Rural populations displaced, subsistence farmers who had grazed and gathered for generations lost access overnight. Many moved to cities looking for wage labor. Some historians call this a necessary transition. Others call it one of many such enclosures. The same pattern of privatizing the commons repeated across Europe, later exported through colonial land policy to Africa, Asia, the Americas under different names, different laws. The same basic mechanism. Land that was shared, becoming land that was owned. Both descriptions appear in serious scholarship. Neither side has fully won that argument. Productivity went up, that is true. People were displaced, that is also true. Land that had supported many at subsistence level became land that supported fewer at higher output. Whether that trade was progress or extraction depends on which side of the fence you are standing on. The historians disagree, the economists disagree. This is not settled. A fence went up, efficient by some measures. A fence went up, devastating by others. A fence went up, and the argument about it has lasted as long as the fence itself. A fence went up. That is where this starts. This was not the invention of scarcity. Scarcity existed before this. This was the invention of scarcity as legal structure. Property as the mechanism deciding who eats and who works for someone, who owns what used to be shared. Whether that mechanism was necessary or imposed, still being argued. the first fence in a much longer line of fences. The rest of this album follows where they led. "1944. 44 nations. One hotel in New Hampshire. A decision about how the entire world would measure value going forward." Named for the location where delegates met to design a new financial architecture after 2 world wars and the Depression had shown what happened when currencies competed against each other without coordination. Currencies pegged to the dollar pegged to gold, a fixed exchange rate system built deliberately on paper before it existed anywhere else. This was not chaos finding order, this was order imposed by design. The International Monetary Fund, the World Bank, created in the same agreement. Institutions meant to manage what used to be managed by nothing at all. For nearly 3 decades, this system held trade expanded. Reconstruction proceeded. Currency crisis that had defined the 1930s became rarer. Beyond the immediate investment that's required, predictable currency value, cooperation between nations that had recently been at war. A ledger was built, 44 signatures. A ledger was built to hold the whole world's value, steady, measured, documented. A ledger was built by design, not by accident. The counter-argument is also substantial. The system concentrated power in the United States, specifically the dollar's position. Then American monetary policy effectively became global monetary policy. Other nations adjusted to decisions they had no part in making. Developing nations entered this system already at a structural disadvantage. Their currencies pegged to a standard designed primarily by and for the nations that won the war. And in 1971, the system designed to last collapsed. President Nixon ended dollar convertibility to gold. Unilaterally, the fixed system became a floating one almost overnight. The architecture built in 1944 to prevent monetary chaos lasted 27 years, then required exactly the kind of unilateral decision it was designed to prevent. A ledger was built and held for a generation. A ledger was built, then broke under its own design. A ledger was built, stability and imbalance in the same structure. A ledger moment. Scarcity and abundance stopped being only physical and became something measured, managed, decided in a room by representatives of nations. Not by the land itself, not by what existed, but by what was agreed. That agreement eventually broke. What replaced it is where this continues. William Stanley Jevons wrote about coal. Watch the new steam engines burn fuel more efficiently than the engines before them. Expected consumption to fall, watched it rise instead. More efficient engines made coal power cheaper per unit of work, which made it useful in more places for more purposes. Total consumption climbed. This was measured, this was documented. A specific historical observation about a specific fuel in a specific century. The rebound, efficiency lowering the cost. The rebound, lower cost increasing the use. The rebound, more efficient does not always mean less consumed. The rebound, Jevons watched it happen in coal in 1865. Observation generalizes. Some economists found the same pattern elsewhere. Fuel-efficient vehicles leading to more miles driven. Energy-efficient lighting leading to more lighting installed. The savings partially or sometimes fully consumed by increased use. But this is not universal, other economists found cases where efficiency led to genuine reduction, particularly where pricing or regulation capped the rebound before it could fully occur. The rebound is real in specific markets. The rebound is absent in others. The rebound depends on policy, depends on price, depends on the specific good. Rebound is not a law, it is an observation that sometimes holds. Jevons describes something universal and inevitable. Efficiency always creates its own demand. Others argue this applies narrowly to specific historical conditions, and modern policy tools can prevent the rebound from consuming the gains. This disagreement is active, is published, is unresolved in economics journals right now. historical accident. Depends on who you ask. The cold data is not in dispute. What it proves about everything else still is. Winslow Taylor, early 1900s, walked factory floors with a stopwatch, measuring exactly how long each motion took. Lifting, carrying, placing, broken into measured units, optimized, standardized, removed of anything that wasn't strictly necessary for the task. This was documented science applied to human motion for the first time at industrial scale. The assembly, bodies measured like machinery. The assembly, motion reduced to data points. The assembly, productivity increased measurably, significantly. The assembly worked by the metric it was designed for. Steel mills using Taylor's methods, documented output increases, sometimes dramatic. Bethlehem Steel, the famous case study. Workers moving more material in less time through methods Taylor had calculated precisely. This is in the historical record. The productivity gains were real by the measure Taylor chose to measure. But the worker was not only output, the worker was also a person whose skill, whose judgment, whose autonomy was systematically removed from the equation. The assembly, efficient by Taylor's metric. The assembly, dehumanizing by the worker's account. The assembly, two true descriptions of the same factory floor. The assembly, increased output and decreased whatever isn't captured by output alone. Labor movements at the time called this dehumanizing workers, reduced to interchangeable parts, stripped of craft, stripped of pace, stripped of any decision that wasn't already decided by someone else's stopwatch. Historians have also noted Taylor's own data was sometimes selectively presented. The gains were real, but possibly overstated in his own writing about his own methods. Both criticisms are documented. The productivity numbers were real. The human cost was also real. Taylor measured one, he didn't measure the other. distribution cost, the person making it. That absence in the measurement outlived Taylor himself by more than a century.
Economic history, making another copy cost something. Another book required paper, ink, binding, labor. Marginal cost stayed above zero for everything physical, for all of recorded trade. Late 20th century, digital files changed the equation. Once something existed as data, copying it cost almost nothing. A fraction of a cent in storage and bandwidth. For the first time in economic history, an entire category of goods approached zero marginal cost. This was not theoretical, this was measured, documented. The economics of music, software, text fundamentally changed by a number approaching zero. Marginal cost fell to nothing. Marginal cost removed scarcity from an entire category of human production. Marginal cost. For the first time, abundance was not a metaphor. It was the actual economics. But zero marginal cost did not mean zero cost. The first copy still required time, skill, equipment, years of practice for a musician, a writer, a programmer. Distribution still required infrastructure. Discovery still required curation, promotion, attention. The cost moved, it did not disappear. Industries built on charging for each copy collapsed quickly before new models could replace them. That collapse had real victims. Marginal cost approached zero genuinely. Marginal cost does not erase every other cost. Marginal cost created abundance and confusion simultaneously. Marginal cost. The economics changed faster than the systems built around them. This is the clearest fact in this entire album. Zero marginal cost for digital information is not an opinion, it is measurable economics. What humans did with that fact is where the disagreement actually lives. Some built new models that worked, some collapsed entirely. Some artists thrived in the new economics, many did not. The number is not contested. What it meant for people still is. For the first time, copying cost nothing. Everything through both outcomes. The Digital Millennium Copyright Act signed into law, criminalized circumventing digital protection measures. Not just the piracy itself, the act of breaking the lock. Around the same time, CSS encryption built into DVDs, designed to prevent unauthorized copying, the first major consumer-facing digital lock. The reasoning was documented. Music industry revenue measurably declining through the Napster era. File sharing quantifiably reducing what creators and labels were paid. This was not invented concern. This was responding to numbers that were genuinely falling. A lock to protect what was being lost. That is one true description. A lock went up around something that used to flow freely. A lock went up to stop a measured loss. A lock went up, legitimate in its origin, contested in its execution. A lock went up, and the argument started immediately. Was broken within months by people who wanted to watch DVDs on operating systems the format didn't support. The lock did not stop the people determined to bypass it. The lock didn't affect everyone else. Compatibility issues, region restrictions, legitimate fair use, suddenly criminalized by the same law. A lock that mostly stops the people who aren't trying to break it is a different kind of lock than one that works. A lock went up, protecting revenue that mattered. A lock went up, restricting access that mattered too. A lock went up, both things happened at the same time. A lock went up, and neither side of that argument is simply wrong. Security researchers have documented chilling effects from the DMCA's anti-circumvention provisions. Legitimate research discouraged by legal risk. Rights holders have documented real revenue protected in specific cases by specific enforcement. Both documented, both true. Neither cancels the other out. The lock worked in some of its intended purposes. The lock failed in others. The lock cost something either way. A lock was built for a real reason. A lock created real friction. Whether the friction was worth the protection depends on what you valued more, the flow or the fence. decades of measurable savings, lower prices passed to consumers, documented across multiple industries. This worked as designed for a long time. Then 2020, a single disruption revealed what efficiency had been quietly trading away. Resilience. Factories without buffer stock couldn't absorb the shock. Shortages appeared not from scarcity of goods, but scarcity of slack in a system optimized to have none. The efficiency was real, the fragility was also real. Both were built into the same design. Farmers selling wheat for less per bushel than a decade ago, adjusted for inflation, while bread on the shelf cost more than it did a decade ago. The farmer's share of the retail price has measurably declined for decades, documented by agricultural economists across multiple countries. Retailers point to their own rising costs: processing, packaging, transportation, refrigeration. Some of that is genuine, some of the margins simply move toward the parts of the chain with the most negotiating power and away from the part with the least. Dynamic pricing algorithms raise costs automatically when demand spikes, a storm, an emergency, a surge in need. Proponents call this efficient allocation, price signaling scarcity accurately in real time. Critics call this profiting from desperation. The algorithm doesn't know the difference between a customer choosing convenience and a customer with no other option. The algorithm allocates without judgment. The algorithm optimizes what it's told to optimize. The algorithm has no concept of what it costs the people on the wrong side of its calculation. The algorithm is doing exactly what it was built to do. None of these systems were built with malice. They were built for efficiency, for measurable optimization of specific metrics. What they were not built for was resilience, was fairness across the chain, was distinguishing between profit and exploitation. Because the algorithm was never asked to make that distinction. That omission was a choice, even when it wasn't named as one. The algorithm works, that is documented. Who it works for has never been the same question as whether it works. Food and Agriculture Organization reports global food production currently exceeds the caloric need of the entire human population. This is measured, this is published, this is not disputed. And simultaneously, hundreds of millions of people experience food insecurity. In the same years, the same months, sometimes the same cities, where food is being produced in surplus. Both numbers are real at the same time. That is the documented fact before any interpretation begins. A surplus exists, measured and published. A surplus exists, alongside measured need. A surplus exists, the gap between them is also measured. A surplus exists, what it means is not yet settled. An estimated third of food produced globally is lost or wasted across the supply chain. Spoilage, transportation failure, cosmetic standards, rejecting edible produce, price stabilization, destroying surplus deliberately to maintain market value. Each of these has a documented cause, each cause has documented defenders. Spoilage is a logistics problem, cosmetic rejection is a consumer preference problem. Price stabilization is an economic stability problem. None of them are simple malice. All of them produce the same result. Housing vacancy and homelessness exist simultaneously in many of the same cities, documented by municipal data. Empty units held for value appreciation, or caught in financing structures while people sleep outside those same buildings. Whether this is logistics or policy or structural choice is genuinely debated by people who study this professionally for their entire careers. A surplus exists in food and housing and productive capacity. Surplus exists, documented repeatedly across different domains. Surplus exists, so does the need. It could theoretically meet. That gap is real. Its cause is contested. Earlier in this record, a different question was asked. Does optimizing labor always require more hours? Or does it sometimes require fewer? Documented trials, Microsoft, Japan, the UK, 4-day week pilot, 60 companies, reduced hours, measured output, maintained, sometimes improved. This does not prove every industry could do the same. It does prove the assumption that more hours always means more output is not universally true. If that assumption is sometimes false, what else, built on similar assumptions, might also be worth re-examining. This album has presented ENCLOSURE, Bretton Woods, Jevons, Taylor, marginal cost, digital locks, algorithmic allocation, surplus alongside need. Each one documented, each one containing a genuine design produced. Whether the pattern across all of them reveals a system that could be redesigned for abundance.